Hi everyone. Today we're doing an art project, and if you have crayons or colored pencils, those will work the best today for our project. All right, so today's plan is to color an American flag. That's all it is. Not too hard today. So the only colors we need will be blue and red. And I'll get you started on the assignment, and I'll give you some facts along the way. And we'll talk about the American flag and how to respect it and what it means to us. Yeah, it's very patriotic. A flag is always important for any country, so it's a symbol of pride. So I'm going to take my blue crayon, and today's colors are going to be bright, so we want to have a bright blue and a bright red. And I'm going to start and try not to, and I'm going to try not to break my crayon either. I'm going to start up here in the upper right, upper left with the blue background. And I'm just making small circles. You can hopefully see it. And I want to fill in all the white spaces. I don't want any white showing. So just go slow, small circles, and darken it in as you go. And avoid the stars. The stars will be all white, so we want to avoid the stars. And here's a good question for you. How many stars are on the American flag? And the answer is 50. Right now it's 50. And each star represents a state. So if you live in an American state, you have a star on this flag. So anytime we make a new state, we change the flag, which is kind of interesting. And the first flag had 13 stars. And that's kind of an important number for America. 13 was the original 13 colonies. And those were back on the east coast of the United States. So really, when America was born on the 4th of July, it automatically had 13 states, or close to it. All right, yeah, it's looking dark. I'll take that. Take your time, no need to rush. Art's all about taking your time, nice and slow. Nobody's sure how the flag was started. It kind of started with different flag makers, and as I was saying, it was kind of changing during the American Revolution, so nobody's exactly sure who gets credit for making the American flag. There's a story that a lady named Betsy Ross um, was the creator of the American flag, but that's been hard to prove by researchers. All right, how's it looking? The colors go really well. I don't know if you remember for episode 1 we talked about the color wheel, and blue and red are the two primary colors. So these are the main colors that help create other colors and shades. I like using crayons, so uh, I know most people probably prefer markers. And markers are okay. They have a good effect. They're bright. The only thing about markers when you do school projects is they like to bleed. And bleed means that they kind of go where they shouldn't go. They kind of go past the lines. And they get kind of messy too. You can't really work on the back side because the ink has bleeded through a lot of times. So this flag, the modern flag, today's flag, has 50 stars. So 50 states, like we talked about. And it was actually, so as they're adding states, Hawaii and Alaska were the last two states that we added. And like I said, they had to change the flag each time you add a state. You have to change the flag. You have to put another star on it. So they actually had a contest to see who had the best design for the flag with 50 stars. And it was won by a 17-year-old in Ohio. So in 1958, he submitted his design, and he won. President Eisenhower actually chose the winning design. So imagine that, a president choosing your art project, your art design, to be the next American flag. So the colors actually do have a meaning on the flag. And blue, that we're doing right now, means perseverance. Perseverance means that you keep trying, you never give up. So the blue on the flag means it's a salute to all the Americans who try hard. I'll say it that way. And that could be, well, the president tries hard, the lawmakers try hard, judges try hard, your parents try hard, you try hard, your school tries hard, police officers try hard. So it's a salute to all those people. Now I finished, so I'm going to go back through and just kind of clean up any white spots, darken it. So far, so good. I haven't broken my crayon. And when you're happy with it, just stop. You don't have to over color. You can just stop. Now you'll notice at the very edge, see how I stopped at the very edge? So that's actually the border. So as I printed this page out, it has a border. And I'm still deciding on what I should do with that border. Should I cut it off or should I outline it? I don't know yet. I'm going to wait and see how this finishes up. All right, if you still need time, you can just pause the video and catch up when you're ready. The flag has a bunch of rules too. It comes with a code of conduct or code of respect. I'll read you some of them. So you can fly your flag 24 hours a day. However, if you fly it at nighttime, it should be lit. So there should be a light shining on it. You never want to fly the flag in the dark. You want to have a light shining on it. Otherwise, you can go ahead and pull it down for the night from sunrise to sunset, and then hoist it the next day. And that's what most schools do. You're somebody at your school, maybe your custodian, raises the flag each day and then takes it down at the end of the day. And the only people, so when the flag's being raised and lowered, the only people who can salute it are the ones in the military. So if you're in the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard, you can salute the flag. Everybody else who's not in the military can place their hand over their heart as a sign of respect when you lower and raise the flag. All right, I'm happy with my blue, so I'm going to move on to the red. And same idea, it's just going to the top stripe. It's at a little angle, so that's okay. And what we'll do is I'll just start with the red and then start pressing down until I get the right color that I want. I want kind of a dark red. Yeah, that's okay. I'm happy with that. And same thing, there's actually a border at the top. So I'm going to leave a little space. You can see where I'm leaving that space. And that's going to be the edge. That'll be the top edge. And when you color, just go short strokes. Even though it's dark, I still want to do short strokes. That kind of puts pressure on your crayon. And you can do this in colored pencil too. I should have said that. So colored pencil also works. So nice short strokes. Put some pressure on it to make it a dark red, a bright red. Yeah, there we go. This looks really good when you have a classroom full of American flags. This is called a silhouette. You see how the flag is being blocked by a soldier saluting? So a silhouette is when you have a person or a thing that's been blacked out. So in this case, the soldier, we don't see the soldier's face or details. We just see what's behind the soldier. That's called a silhouette. Silhouette. It's kind of a neat effect sometimes. And again, 13 stripes, and that represents the first 13 colonies. And the 13 colonies then become the first 13 states. Did you know America's birthday is July 4th, 1776? So that was the day the founding fathers declared independence. So they said, no more are we part of Great Britain. We want to be our own country. And that's the Day of Independence. Thomas Jefferson helped write the Declaration of Independence, and Ben Franklin was there, and John Adams. Now, once they declared independence, they went outside Philadelphia and they read the Declaration to the people, and the people cheered. But that was just the start of the story. All of these towns and cities were controlled by the King of England. This was his land and his colonies. So he was not happy. He sent his soldiers to America, and they had to fight a war. And this is where George Washington comes in. And for 8 long years, I can't believe it was 8 years, George Washington and the Continental Army fought for independence so that we can have freedom today. And eventually King George gave up and said, okay, you can have your own country. Going back through with my red and just kind of filling in the white spots. See how we color in one direction? That's a good technique. So in this, when you're doing a long shape, like a stripe, I'm coloring just in one direction. And then when I go back and fill in, I might go at a diagonal just to fill in the white spots. All right, so far so good for me. I kind of like it. So you always fly the flag the right way. You never fly it upside down, except if you are in an emergency and need help. So if you're in an emergency and you have an American flag, let's say that you're stuck on an island or your boat's not working, you're out in the middle of the desert, and you have a flag, you can fly it upside down to signal that, hey, I need help. Otherwise, the American flag's always flown with the stars on the upper left-hand corner. Never fly it upside down. I'm going to start my second stripe. So you skip, there's a white stripe, and then you go back to red again. Same thing, short strokes. Start adding pressure as you go through the stripe, make it darker. And one thing you would never do with the American flag is wear it as clothing or anything disrespectful. So like a beach towel would be kind of disrespectful. Curtains, a napkin would be disrespectful. Tablecloth would be disrespectful. So you would never use the flag as probably as a decoration. I would not use it as a decoration. I would use it as a centerpiece or something very important. Now, if you do like the colors red, white, and blue, you can certainly buy patterns that are not the flag and use those instead. Sometimes you'll see banners or those colors out on the front porch. Somebody will put a fabric hanging over their front porch. That's called bunting. And bunting's okay. Bunting's just red, white, and blue. It's not the American flag. Kind of looks like it, but it's not. And bunting is just a patriotic display. And people like to be patriotic. Patriotic's about your country. You're proud to be part of your country. Same thing. I'm at the edge of my stripe. I'm going to cut it a little bit short so that I can frame it with another color at the very end. Now, when you color, you should not see anything that stands out. Everything should blend in. So this is why, like I said, I'm going back in diagonally and just filling in the white spots. And you can see I made a mistake. It actually went outside the line. So let me see. Sometimes if you use your fingernail, you can kind of scrape off the wax. Wax is tricky. Once it goes down, it doesn't want to come up. So if not, then I just have to live with it. That happens when you work with crayons. You just have to live with your mistakes. And I can see I'm smearing it, so I'm not going to do any more. I'm going to live with my mistake. All right, so I'll do one more and then I'm going to pause the video and let you finish up on your own. Okay, so I skipped the white stripe and now I'm back on red. I can't believe how long it takes to color. I thought this would be like a 5-minute project, and I'm looking at the time and I'm already at 18 minutes. And that's okay because like I said, art is all about taking your time. Be creative and take your time. It's a fun fact. There have been 6 American flags planted on the moon. So when the American astronauts went to the moon in the 1970s, they brought an American flag and planted it in the ground, stuck it in the ground. So on the moon, there are 6 American flags. And that's very patriotic. Here we are, a great accomplishment going to the moon, and what do? You honor your country by putting a flag there. Hey, this is what we did as a country. This is the American country on the moon. All right, how's it looking? This is a great. I didn't make this picture. I kind of put it together, but it's a great silhouette. I like the silhouette. So at this time, I'm going to pause. I'll let you work on your own, and then we'll meet at the end and see how things went. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video right here. Let's do a final wrap up. I always like to finish our projects with a wrap up. So I finished mine, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks good. I had a few mistakes that I have to live with, but that's okay. That always happens in art. And remember, too, I talked about there was a border. I don't know if you remember seeing it or not, but on the edge. So what I did is I left it white, but then I went over it with just a little light yellow, just like a frame almost. So in that case, you could either cut off the edge or add another color to go with it. But overall, yeah, it looks great. I can just imagine how well yours looks as well. So great job, everyone. Well done, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day.